Hello everyone. This is the time every year when everybody is talking about Union Budget of India. And democracy says that we all have the right to give suggestions to our Honorable Finance Minister. Fortunately, this government has taken good structural reforms and steps in recent times which are affecting the economy of our country. So today I'll give wish list from our side what we expect from the finance minister in this budget. Usually now we understand that budget does not gives that kind of scope which we used to see a decade before, because most of the things are out of budget now. They are planned and they are in continuous format, which government takes decision on those things. As indirect tax, the major indirect tax we all know is the GST of the country, is outside the purview of the budget. We understand that the union budget of the country is basically now a statement which gives you the fiscal deficit as well as the planned government expenditure and the sources of income. So we will see this budget in that particular context only. I have only one wish list from Government of India on this budget. We have seen that in last 10 years, structural reforms were there. We had an organized economy with the help of demonetization. We are having GST in place. There are cuts in the indirect taxes as well as direct taxes in recent past. So now what next? That's the biggest question. Even we all are not expecting much on all the fronts which have been done in recent past. So what to expect? One point. If you will see the archives of my wish list on the budget in last few years, almost every wish has been completed by Government of India. So I assume that this time also they will listen and work on this. That is debt market of the country. India's fiscal deficit has to be controlled to 4.5% of the GDP. We will do that. Total expenditure of the government last year was around 50 lakh crores, out of which 11 lakh crores was the capital expenditure. We will continue to do so. But now I assume that there is not much scope to increase the revenue of the government, because the tax cut which we have seen in GST and direct taxes, they will have an impact, but not immediately. That will come in coming few years. So if you want to increase the size of capital expenditure without increasing the income of the country, there is only one thing which should be dealt upon, and that is the debt market of the country. The participation of general public in the debt market of the country is the key now. That's the next structural reform. The savings, which are around 17 to 18% of the GDP at moment in our country, must be diverted towards the capital expenditure done by the Government of India. Now there is one important point which affects this. And again, you will say that I'm coming on taxes, but that's the key. The income from the debt market in our country is taxed at the rate of the slab in which a person is there. So the highest tax rate is 30% on the income which you earn from the debt market. I request to Honorable Finance Minister that please change this, and the capital gain tax regime should come to the debt market also. That means the income generated from the debt market should be taxed at the rate of 12.5% long-term capital gain and 20% with short-term capital gain. That's going to save the taxes of the individuals, and they will be interested and attracted towards the debt market of the country, and in that manner we are going to reduce the foreign debt component in the total debt of our country, which is almost 18% of the GDP now. And the participation of general public is around 15 to 20% only in the debt market. So if a middle class person is allowed to invest in the debt market with this particular attraction of low taxation, then the capital expenditure will keep on rising, which is the backbone of the economy, and it is going to help the government also, as well as the individuals can participate in the economic growth of the nation. Now I'll come on the more seasoned person with this particular, what will be the impact on those seasoned investors. We all know that asset allocation is the key for wealth creation. And an intelligent investor or a wealth manager or a fund manager keeps on changing the equity to debt and debt to equity in the wealth creation process in the name of asset allocation. If the rate of tax goes down on debt markets, on debt investments, on debt incomes, it will be easier to go for the asset allocation in a swift manner. It is going to help. The proper asset allocation will be done. We see that a lot of equity investments are coming through SIPs, Gen Zs investing. But they should know that asset allocation is the key. And if the tax rate goes down on the debt market, it is going to give an advantage to the fund managers, to the investors, to Gen Z to do a proper asset allocation. At the moment, they are paying tax at the rate of 31.2% on the debt market income, and I am proposing it should brought down to 12.5% long-term capital gain and 20% short-term capital gain. Win-win situation for everyone. Madam Finance Minister, please work on this. It's going to increase the revenue of the individual investor as well as the fund managers, which they will invest in your capital expenditure process. And meanwhile, in coming years, when your GST collections and the debt and the direct tax collections will increase, then you can think on this policy again. Last but not the least, the most important wish list. Madam Finance Minister, you are taking tax from corporate sector at the rate of 25%. But the sole trader, the partnership firms or the businesses and individuals pay the higher tax rate at the rate of 30%. I know that this is in your scheme of things, and this is our wish list. Make it common for everyone. If corporate tax is paying tax highest slab at the rate of 25%, the individuals, the business owners, the partnership firms, or any other format of business organization, they should also pay at the rate of 25% itself. So a cut of 5% on this highest tax slab will be our wish list, in our wish list, and will remain in our wish list till you complete that. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot, and all the best for the coming budget.